The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Thomas Carson had lived the same day 99 times, died 99 different ways, and failed 99 times to save anyone. Loop 100 was his last shot at sanity and salvation. But Thomas didn't know yet that Loop 100 wasn't just his last chance. It was also the loop where he'd discover why this cursed day began in the first place. Thomas Carson, 34 years old, traveling salesman, an ordinary passenger on the stagecoach from Denver to Phoenix. Or so he was. Until October 15th, 1887, Tuesday, when the Blackwater Pass Massacre happened. 17 people died, including Thomas. Then he woke up. Same morning, same stagecoach, same journey. 99 times.
Good morning, gentlemen. Going to be a beautiful day. Stagecoach driver Eddie's voice. Same intonation every morning, same words. Thomas spoke without opening his eyes. Eddie, what time is it? 7:33, Mr. Carson, we're on schedule. Always woke up at 7:33, always the same dream, always the same ending. The woman sitting next to him, Mrs. Henderson, was still asleep. She'd wake up at 7:45, search for her knitting in her bag. The old man across from him, Mr. Pullman, would start coughing at 8:15. And at 3:47, they'd all be dead. But this time, Thomas wasn't going to try something different. This time, he was going to learn the truth. Why had this loop begun? The stagecoach set off. Thomas now knew every detail by heart. At mile 12, the left wheel would crack. Eddie would fix it. At mile 23, Comanche attack alarm. False alarm. At mile 34, Mrs. Henderson would ask for a tea break. At mile 47, Blackwater Pass. Ambush. Thomas pulled out his notebook. Inside were notes from 99 loops. Every detail, every attempt, every failure. Mr. Carson? Mrs. Henderson had woken up. What are you writing? Thomas looked at her. In the first 50 loops, he'd tried to save her. In the next 30, to warn her. In the last 19, to tell her the truth. None of it had worked. Just notes, ma'am. This time, he'd try a different approach. He'd learn why the loop began. Eddie, he called out. Where were you last night? Eddie hesitated. This was the first time he'd asked this question. At home, Mr. Carson, why do you ask? I'm having strange dreams, like I've lived this day before. The passengers looked at each other. Mr. Pullman frowned. That's nonsense, said the old man. It's called déjà vu. Everyone gets it. But Mrs. Henderson was thinking. I feel strange too, she said. Like we've had this conversation before. Thomas's heart raced. For the first time, someone else had felt something. And that's when Thomas realized that the others were starting to notice too. Something was changing in Loop 100. The usual Comanche alarm came, but this time Thomas got off his horse and walked toward the Comanche chief. Stop, Thomas, Eddie shouted. What are you doing? Thomas called to the Comanche. You know me, don't you? The Comanche chief was surprised. He dismounted. White man, you are in my dreams. Same dream every night. Thomas's blood ran cold. Are you in the loop too? Yes, I see you 100 times. Every night I warn you, don't go to Blackwater, I say, but you go. Why? Why are we in a loop? The Comanche chief looked sad. Because you killed someone there. Innocent someone. Thomas staggered. What? I don't kill anyone. During massacre and panic, you accidentally shoot a child, little Mary. Images flashed in Thomas's mind, a child's voice during the massacre, a scream, then silence. My God, I didn't remember, Comanche chief. Spirits trapped you in loop. Until you save that child, you cannot leave. Thomas returned to the stagecoach. Now he knew the truth. The problem wasn't just preventing the massacre, it was saving that child. Mrs. Henderson looked curiously. "What did you talk about?" "The truth," said Thomas. "Everyone listen to me. This stagecoach will be attacked at 3:47. 17 people will die." Mr. Pullman laughed. "Nonsense! But I'm not going to try to prevent this attack, because there's a little girl in this attack. Mary. I need to save her." As they approached Blackwater Pass, Thomas was ready. "Eddie, stop!" he shouted. "There's an ambush!" "How do you know?" "Because this is the 100th time." The outlaws emerged. Their leader was Blackjack Morrison, always the same speech. "Everyone down! Money and valuables!" But this time, Thomas was waiting for them. He took action before the massacre began. He saw little Mary in the nearby rocks. She was hiding with her family, but a stray bullet would find her. The massacre began. Thomas ran straight to where Mary was. "Mary, come here!" The little girl was scared. Her family had been shot. Thomas took her in his arms and protected her. Bullets whizzed around them. Then he saw that moment. His own gun in his hand, firing in panic. This time he stopped. He didn't fire. The bullet didn't find Mary. Mary was safe. Thomas kept her away from the outlaws. The massacre ended. 16 people died, but Mary was alive. Thomas had also survived for the first time. "Thank you, mister," said little Mary. "You saved me." Thomas closed his eyes. He had finally finished it. And at that moment, Thomas felt it. The loop was breaking. But was this really the end? Thomas woke up on Wednesday morning, October 16th. A different bed, a different room. The loop was broken. There was a note beside him. "Thomas Carson, you learned for 100 loops. You saved Mary. Now you are free, but remember, every choice changes a life." The spirits, Thomas stood up. He was in Denver, in the real world. But something had changed. Now he knew the value of every moment. He had to find little Mary. Was her family alive in the real world? He investigated. Mary Johnson in Phoenix, 8 years old. Her family ran a ranch. Thomas boarded the train. This time he was going to Phoenix by his own choice. In Phoenix, he found Mary, healthy, happy with her family. "Hello," said Thomas. "I'm Mr. Carson. I'd like to speak with you." Mary's father looked suspicious. "This little girl's life is precious," said Thomas, "and I want to ensure she's protected." The next year, Thomas helped Mary's family expand their ranch business. Mary grew up, went to school, became a teacher, and Thomas was grateful every day. 100 loops had taught him the most valuable lesson. Saving one life means saving your own life. Sometimes the greatest punishments are the greatest teachers. Thomas Carson had saved not just time in an endless day, but himself. Because true redemption comes from correcting the mistake. If this story changed your perception of time, if you love stories about second chances, redemption, and the value of time, subscribe to our channel. Because in the Wild West, every day, every choice can affect eternity. See you in the next time-bending story. May your time always be precious.